Greetings. So we'll be trying to build our calculator using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which are web technologies. So this means our calculator is going to run only in the browser. Yeah, but you can compile it to a desktop app, a mobile app, or anything you want. So let's get started. So first, we are going to build our wireframe. We're going to use Paint, which is a very simple graphic software that comes on Windows 2. So let's try to have our number pad where people are going to punch the numbers. So it's a wireframe. Doesn't have to look very beautiful. Okay, we'll try to have 4 by 4. Good, 4 rows. Now let's have 4 columns. Good. Let's see how this is going to work. So if we have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 0. Then what if we had a plus sign here? Multiplication, subtraction, division. Let's say equal to here. Okay, if you see here amongst these symbols, let's just try to have this one. I think this symbol simply permits whenever I do a calculation and I simply want to clear off everything, I click on C, it wipes off everything and come back to 0. So I think we can have our C, E there. We have division here and we have subtraction here, and then all our results should always appear up here. Great. So if we're able to achieve this and make it work, then we must have attained our objective for the lesson. Okay, so I'm going to close this one because we have our wireframe already. This is what we'll be trying to build. So I'm going to reduce this and keep it somewhere so that as we keep building, writing our code, let's see something appear that looks like this. Okay, so for that to get started, we're going to create a new folder called calc. So by the way, we're working in this folder, so this is a calc that has been created. If we open it, you see that it's empty, and now we're simply going to create our one file, our one HTML file, which is going to call index.html. So the moment I save it, you see it appears in there. So good. Oh, we really don't need this folder again. Our calculator is going to run just on one page, so we can take this one down, and then here we simply call our HTML5 boilerplate. Oh, by the way, we're using VS Code as our text editor, which is an IDE. So Control B. Yeah, so here is our boilerplate. I'm going to call this calculator. Good. So what are the technologies we're going to be using in this tutorial? We're going to be using HTML, we're going to be using CSS, we're going to be using JavaScript. Oh my god, no, sorry. Let me do this instead. So these are our technologies: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That's what we're going to be using to build our calculator. So let's get started. We're going to spin our live server, and here it is. Great. There's our server. There's nothing in our code yet. Let's just see if it works. So we're just going to say hello Mia. Okay. Oh, it appears. So I think everything is fine. So to actually make our work look more beautiful, we're going to be using let's not use any CSS library for now. Let's just try to code things and make them work. So we have our first div. In this our div, we're going to have this is going to be our div container, which is going to hold everything together. Then on a number pad, we'll consider that this is row 1, row 2, 3, row 4, row 5. So let's try to do row 1 first. So row 1 is going to be div dot, we could call it what, results. Div dot results. Yeah, given that our results are going to appear in here. Oh my god, I'm so poor at this. Results. Yeah, looks like results. So I'll do div dot results. Yeah, we can actually write the results. Then our next div is not going to be called results. Given that all of these will look very similar, we can just call them numpad. Yeah, I'll just say numpad. Given that they'll be styled in the same way. So I'll create this div that's going to wrap up all of these number parts, all of these key parts. Let me put here key part instead. Yeah, then once I'm in the key part, the next thing I'm going to do is I want to have this first row. We have 1, 2, 3, C. So I'm going to do div dot. Now I can call them number. You can just call it anything num, and then I'll just give you a 1. No, this is row 1, so it will be good if we wrap them up in div dot row 1. Oops, keyboard changed. So div dot row 1. Good, then I take you inside. Remember, this is going to be our row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. The first row is simply called results, so there's no need to stress too much on it. So here we're having our first number, num 1, 2, 3, and here is 2, and then below we're having CE. So if I save this and I look at this, oh, you can see here results is here 1, 2, 3, CE. Okay, it's good. So far it's not bad. Okay, but let's just try to make this look like appear on single row. No, let's just have all of them together before we do that. So that was row 1. So we'll simply come and copy you here. I think it would be best we call you row, then row 1. So you I call you row, then row 2. On row 2, what do we have? We have 4, 5, 6. Row 2 we have 4, 5, 6, and what? 4, 5, 6, and division, and the division sign. Okay. On row 3 we're having 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, and what? And minus, and then the last we will have 0 plus multiplication, which is the small one, and then equal to. Great. So when we save this here, we see everything kind of lines up vertically. Yes, because this is a default styling for HTML. We have not applied any CSS yet, so this is not yet being controlled. So for this to be controlled, what we're going to now do next is I'll simply come up here and add my style in the style tag. So I'm going to do internal styling, yeah, because it's just one page, just a one-page application. So given that this is wrapped around a row, they all have this row class. So I'm simply going to target that row class and say dot row or one dot row to be or one dot row to display this. Here we're going to be using flex, and then the moment I do this, you see every row now actually aligns in a single row. But now we're still not done because we really want to see them in their boxes and everything. So for that, I could come up here and say div, and I simply say border 1 pixel solid. Yeah, then the default color is going to be black. Good. So we see they kind of have they kind of appear in their different boxes, but it's still not that beautiful. Yeah, remember here I'm styling all the div tags, as you can see, but here I'm styling just the row classes. Yes. So the next thing we'll try to do here is we're going to another flexbox property is justify content, and then we're going to say space between. This is actually going to permit all of them actually align in a rather beautiful way. Okay, as they are aligned as such, the next thing we'll do is, given that this is what 1 2 3 4, the entire width here is more or less 100% if we have to go for relative units. If this 100% and we're having 4 rows, it means that, sorry, we're having 4 columns. It means that if one column should occupy like a reasonable size and then they should be all aligned properly, they will now be occupying, let's say, 25%. So I can just come here and say width. No, but this width is going to be for each individual number. Remember, the numbers are the ones who occupy the 25%. So I'm going to come down here and say dot num, and I give them a width of 25 view width, which is a relative unit. You see, now they each occupy this 25 width. Now they kind of, the columns are aligned properly, but I think the width, the rows are still a little bit not too cool. So in that way, I can simply make use of those same units and give it to the height. That way, they're all going to be found in boxes. Great. And remember, this is responsive. So if you're on mobile, you're on desktop, you're going to have the same feeling. But now I don't want these buttons to be hidden like bottom top there. I want them to be centered here. So we're going to use the same flex box properties to actually do that. So here we make it flex, and then justify content, we make it center. The moment we do this, it's going to be center top. I think so. Good. But once it's centered, center. So center, we're going to use align items to keep it center, and boom, yeah, now they look much more better. Yeah, you can see each number individually. Then but I think the numbers could go a little bit bigger, so we could go to their font size and probably give them 2em, which is another relative unit. Now we're having something that looks like a calculator. You can see a number part here, but it's not working, but results is still so small. So given that results was actually like on its own, so we're going to say results. All we want to do is we want the height for result to be, I think that's just too big. Let's take it to 20 view. Yeah, then we kind of copy all of these too. We kind of copy all of these. Great. Yeah, but okay, even the font size, I think we need that here. Good, but usually we want our numbers to start from the right going to the left. So for that, we're going to, for justify content, we'll not put center, but we'll put flex and great. But I think that height is still too much. Let's see 10. No, it's more. 15. Good. So, and here we'll be having numbers, so this result we change it because we want to have numbers as such. Great, but now it's touching. We really don't want it to touch, so we'll come back to results again. We'll give it some padding of say 10 pixels. Bottom left 0, right left 10. Good, it looks good, it looks better, but I think its font size could be bigger. Let's say 3em. Good, why not 4? Okay, good. Yeah, I think I like this. So and maybe I think it's, remember this other, these borders that separate the rows, they are thicker because they are made up of the border of the row and the border of this row div and this other one. That's why I see them thicker, whereas these ones are just made up of 1 and 2. The two of you do this. Here it's made up of your bottom border, your top border, these rows top border, and these rows bottom border. That's why it's quite thicker. I think we'll just leave this one like this. We're not trying to make it too thick. Okay, good. So we are having this working already. So our next thing is we'll try to see how do I permit my keypad work. Like when I click on one, I want to see one of them. When I click on two, I want to see two of them, and so on and so forth. We can achieve this by doing it in JavaScript, where we will simply write some scripts to pick these numbers up as we type them. But I really don't want to use vanilla JavaScript because I don't want to use JavaScript itself, because I'll be writing very long statements in order to achieve the same results as whereas if I'd use the library like JQuery, which it's a very easy to learn library to help you manipulate the DOM, your document object model. So this is the DOM, all starting from right up here. So your entire document here is it's an object in JavaScript that you can play around with, because JavaScript is going to convert this entire HTML file into an object such that you can actually call any property and modify this DOM the way you want. But I won't be using vanilla JavaScript, or rather go for Google, or rather go for a library called JQuery, which is very similar to JavaScript. Its big advantage is that it simply permits you easily manipulate the DOM. Means the same statement you will have written in JavaScript, for instance. You can look at this event. By the way, this is how you start a JavaScript. This is how you start jQuery, because you see JavaScript is a programming language. Usually when you load your HTML, which is just this markup, it loads faster. Sorry, it does not hold back your browser. And JavaScript needs HTML to be loaded first for it to interact with HTML. For instance, this statement simply says when you click on a paragraph, so you can see it actually gets the P selector, which is the tag for paragraph. When it gets a P selector, so in jQuery you're going to use this $sign as a way to actually get to the particular DOM element you want to get to. So and then you use the selector just as if you're using CSS to select. So here is the tag. If there was a dot in front, it would have been the class. If there was a hashtag, it would have been an ID. So here I'm simply selecting this paragraph, and whenever someone clicks on it, it's supposed to run this function. Here's the function. Yeah, so you see this function is wrapped in this other function, which more or less is an event. It starts there and ends here. So it simply says when you click on this paragraph, hide this paragraph. Yeah, that's how you do things in jQuery. So we're going to use jQuery for this. Let's try to get jQuery into our project. So jQuery is a library. This is version 3.7.1. I think they're now in 4. They're trying to release 4. Many people don't want to use them, but they are always around. I like using them. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to paste it here because I want the code itself. So I can copy this code, or I can simply just use the CDN. I'll use this CDN because at the end of the day this project is going to be on GitHub, it's going to be online, so I don't want to be moving around with many files. That's why I'm doing everything in one file. Inline CSS, and I'm going to add our inline JavaScript code, which is actually calling it from a CDN. And now we're ready to start our script. We're ready now to start write our JavaScript code. So let's say something. If I come here and I do alert, I say hello. Okay, before I do that, let me comment this out. Okay, the moment I say hello, where's our code? Okay, you see we have hello here. Good. The moment I come here again and I say I want us to go to jQuery mode. So for jQuery mode, what I do is I say document dot ready, and then I equally run my function. So in jQuery, even in JavaScript, you have lots of these are callback functions, functions that are anonymous, are going to exist only within this other function. So there's no need giving them a name because you won't be calling it anywhere else. So document, actually this code, what does it say? It says that once this document, doc type, once this document, this entire document is loaded and it's ready, call the function in here. So if we do this, we say hello jQuery, and up here we see hello JavaScript. See, we see hello JavaScript, but we never get to see hello jQuery. Why? Because the library is not loaded. The moment I load this library now, let's see, hello JavaScript, hello jQuery. So jQuery is going to run only within this scope. If we take this out, it's still going to run. It's still going to run. See, good, but we are wrapping it in here so that it runs only in there. That's the only reason we're doing that. So we don't want to keep having this alert, kind of disturb us, kind of stand in the way. So bye bye, do not come anymore. Great. So our first thing is, I want that when I click on num, let me see the number up here. So I'll come here and remember how we select elements. So given that all our numbers there dot num, all our numbers are in this sorry, have us this class attribute num. So the moment I do num there and I do dot on click, I'll be able to run a function. And what does that function do? In this function, I will use the this keyword. Okay, this simply means, as in English, this. If I click on 6, give me 6. Give me the one I've clicked. Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. That's simply what that this keyword means, and that's what it's going to do. I'm going to go inspect the elements so that we can see what is happening. Okay, so we're going to work a lot to the console. So I wonder, when I click there, it should give me the text. I want to see the number that's been clicked, and when I see that number, remember up here, remember our results, we want to see that number appear here. You have to replace this. So I'll come down here and say dot results dot text, or you can call it text anything. So I get const number, the number I've clicked on. I want to see that number in here. So if I save again, let's see if it works. So if I click 1, we see a 1, we see 2. Great. So it works. So even no matter what we click, we're going to see it in there. Yeah, that's the first step. But now we don't want to do 1 and then we're trying to write 12, but we keep seeing 1 and 2. So there should be a way for we to click on 1 and we click on 2. It should not do 2, but simply append. Append meaning adding from the back. So that should just be what it should do. So it should actually take the current results. It should actually take the current results. See, or let me come here and say const res equal to get me the text that's there already plus the new number that has been clicked on before putting the two of them in here. That should make some sense. Let's see if it works. So I click on 1. Oh, you see, this is the issue. It ended in 6. So when I click on 1, you see it actually comes in. So one way we could actually do that is we just come here and move these guys. We don't need them anymore. Yeah, so permitting us click. Now we get 12, 45, and the rest. Great. I will click on minus and we'll click here, but I will click here. No, that's not what we want. We want to click on equal to. It should give us the answer. It should not tell us equal to. So let's go and sort that out first. So to sort that out, for the equal to, where are we? Okay. I could wrap you in another function and for you show result. Yeah, and then I pass rest. So whatever I pass in show result, I come here, I create a function and call it show result. Yeah, and then I put a certain number, and all it does is it shows that number. So when I finish doing all my computation, I simply call show result, and it's always going to show me that result. Yeah, that should make some sense. So now, what does this mean? We want that when we click on any number 2, we want to see that number. So here we can say, we can write another function that says check key. So we pass in the number that has been clicked. So what does this mean? It means that if I say const here key equal to, and then here I want to say console.log key, this permits me to come below here and I want to see this key. Which key have I clicked on? Besides, this function has not been created. Let me create a function. Function u. Great. So function check key. What this simply does is whatever key is clicked here, I should take the key and I come here. I want to see the key console.log key. So let's see. If I click 6, I can see 6 here. On line 93, it tells me the value is 6. 93 tells me the value is 6. But you see, on line 84, it tells me undefined. Undefined here because here we have two different types of functions. This function does not return a value. It simply goes ahead to modify the DOM directly. Whereas this other function here is trying to do the same, but it's supposed to, it's because it's not returning return key. It has to return the key because it's just trying to evaluate that key and send it back to whosoever called it. You see, this function is actually to take a parameter, evaluate it, and send it back to whosoever called it, and then that particular variable is supposed to use it. So these two functions are fundamentally different. This one does not return any value. It simply executes. This one returns a value. So if I save this again and I click on 6, I'll see 6 in both areas. Yeah, but what's of more interest to me is I want that when I click on equal to, when it finds equal to, it should not show me equal to here. It should do some other thing. So I'll come here and say if key, the variable that has been called, is equal to, in fact, let's just use the absolute operator, or if I come here, if it's equal to, there is this function, so I'm going to call show results. So I'm going to call show results, which is this one below here, and do this. But what am I sending into it? I am trying to send in an evaluation. I'm trying to send in an evaluation of everything that is found in here. This eval key is going to actually operate everything that's found here. If it's an addition that is found, it's going to add multiplication and everything. So let's just see if it works. Also, we do this res and then we send our res into this our function. That's simply just going to grind it and give us our result. So if I save it again and I come here, 1 plus 1 equal to 3. Great. Oh, but we see our 3 and then we see an equal sign. Why is this? This is because after let's see, this is the guy who discovered that it was an equal sign, and then he returned he added the value. But after adding this value, he actually returned a key again. When he returns this key, what does this mean? It means that this particular function gets that key again, which is the equal sign. The equal sign has been evaluated here and has given a result. Normally we're not supposed to return a key again. So to actually, we can return true or false, or we can return a value. So I'm just simply going to say return false. What return false will do here is actually going to stop this program at this point. So let's see it again. 1 plus 1 equal 2. Oh, we're still seeing it. It's returning false, but this value trickles down. Wait, equal to. Okay. This returns false. Wait, we have show result here, and we have it here again. Oh, so what am I supposed to do? If it returns false, let's look at the value of key here. Key is false on line 84 after we've clicked on this. So I have to come on line 84 here if key is false, so what do we say here? We say if key is not true, return false, means stop operating, just stop. Okay, let's see if that works. 1 plus 1 equal 2. Great. It does not continue down, or where are we? It does not continue down and then shows the result again. So now we have our full working calculator. We can do anything we want. Oh, whenever I click a number, it simply just adds it to it. But we're coming to that. So now let's just see if we can. Let's see, 25 times 3. What does that give us? It should give us 75. Great. So maybe the thing is working. So let's try division. Okay, this 75 divided by what? Divided by 5 should give us 15. Okay, it seems to be working now. There's one key here that it's not yet working. CE. When we click on CE, we keep seeing CE there, but that's not what we want to see. So we'll come down here again and we evaluate. We want that whenever they click on CE, what CE should do is empty all of these whenever they click on you. So we'll come here. If they click on you and you are equal to CE, do not evaluate this, simply empty the whole thing, empty the whole result. So just make it empty like that, and then you don't show any results, and then you see return false. Okay, let's see if it works. 7 times 3 is equal to 21. Click CE, it goes away. Good. So no matter the amount of operations we have there, if you click on CE, it wipes up everything. So that is it for our calculator. You are free to, that's, what is our Microsoft calculator again? Calculator. So you're free to add many more functionalities like you find here. Great. So we're just trying to do the basics so that you understand how you can use JavaScript to actually manipulate your DOM and have things run faster. At the same time, we're using jQuery here. You could use JavaScript, but you're using JavaScript, getting to each of these elements, you'll be doing far more work. A simple library like jQuery simply permits you easily catch the different values there and do your operations. Please, jQuery is only where we have this $sign. The rest, every other thing is JavaScript. This JavaScript code. Oh, by the way, when you finish this, you should take off all of that. Yeah, this function simply evaluates. So we can actually refactor this code because we can see all of this is repeating. So I simply copy you and I come and put you here, and we don't need you anymore. Let's just make our code look simpler. So let's see if it still works. 1 plus 2 plus 3, that should give us 6, equal to 6. Yeah, good, it still works. So we go ahead again, show result plus now. So we really don't need res. We could still do all of this as such. We cut you and we come here and we do this. Yeah, let's make our code look easy to understand. Yeah, all our console log, we don't need you. We finish debugging. So in the same way, you too, we really do not need you. Yeah, declaring variables all over, not really good. Okay, I come down here, making the text empty. Yeah, so this function is going to, if the key is an equal sign, do something. If the key is a CE, do something. If you wanted square root, when it comes here to, you actually put a square root sign. If you have it here, you actually catch. So in this function, we're trying to catch any key that's supposed to do something other than just being displayed. Remember, CE wipes off everything. Equal to evaluates everything. That's why you can see them with their different keys there. Then show result. So at the end of the day, with this code in jQuery, in JavaScript, you're able to actually do everything as you should do to have a good working calculator. You can extend this knowledge into any other thing you can think of. Yeah, it's not just limited to building this calculator, simple calculator like this. You can do any other thing. Okay, so it was a nice time being with you. Oh, by the way, we did not even check to see if our wireframe, see our wireframe, it looks like this, right? This more beautiful, but without this we won't have reached that this. So always start from here before you get here. Okay, on that notice, it was a great one. If you have any questions, you can actually reach out and we'll be of help to you. Okay, thank you.